Hi, welcome back to Roman numeral program. This is video number 2, and in the last video we left off in our if statement. So now we're gonna keep going, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna create actually 7 of these if statements. We already have one, so we actually only need 6 more, and they're pretty much identical. So we're gonna copy this and we're gonna paste it, and it's pasted there. We're gonna paste another one here. Actually, we need to put enter, paste. Sorry if this thing moves around, it's just following my cursor. Paste. So we pasted that there. I'm just going to copy this. So there's our 6. Then we're just going to do one more. And we actually don't want 8 of them. We only need 7 of them. So we're going to delete one of them. And now we're going to set our values. Since this one's already set, the first one N, we're going to do the next one, and that one's going to be E and C. And make sure you use capital letters here, because we're going to, everything we define our variables were caps, and this program is not cap sensitive. We can make it cap sensitive, but Roman numerals don't use lowercase letters. They're actually capital letters. So for this we're going to do D and B, and this Z is going to be equal to C, and then we'll move on to this side, and here it's going to be M, and K, and this will be L. Oh, don't need that M. Here we're going to change it to Y and W, and this would be to X. Here we're going to say W and U, and this will be V, and the final one will be J and H, H, and that's going to be I. So that's just going to test for our characters, and so now we're going to say f of I is equal to get z. We don't have this function yet, but we're going to create this function z. We're going to create it after we're finished with our void function, and now we're going to create a final loop, and it's for integer I is equal to n minus 1, n minus 1, and while I is greater than or equal to 0, I minus minus. So this for loop is going to run in reverse of our other for loops, and we're going to say integer x, this is a new integer, and this is integer x is equal to 0, and we say x is equal to f of I. And up here we want to create one more variable, actually, and we're missing a brace here, so make sure you put a brace here. Integer end, integer n is equal to 0. So we're going to say if n or if x is less than n, if x is less than n, then we're going to tell it to sum minus x minus equals x, semicolon, then we close that if statement, and then we're going to write another if statement. If x is greater than if x is greater than or equal to, and then sum plus equal x, and we'll end that if statement, and then we'll say end is equal to x, and semicolon. So that's our two statements. If x is less than n and sum is less than sum, and if x is greater than or equal to n, then sum plus equal x. And now we're going to actually create three functions. So first, we gotta close this for loop, which is we have to put a brace here, and now we're also going to need another brace here, and that's to end our function. That's for this brace up here, and you can see these two braces line up. Okay, so that ends our, and this one is for our, and now we're going to say integer get z underscore z, and we're going to return z. Return z. And now we're going to say integer get sum, and we're going to tell it to return sum. And we're going to create string. I'm going to say get underscore r, and we're going to tell it to return r. Now we're going to just create our void display function. Void display, and we're going to say console out or cout Roman number and we'll say get underscore up is equal to get sum, and we'll end that line, end the out, and then we will put a brace there. That's to end our void function and their display function. And now we're also one brace, and then in that brace we need a semicolon, ends our class program. And in the final video we're going to create the main program. So we're going to stop here after this void display, and that's actually the whole program for the Roman number. Now it's going to create the main program. So move on to video number 3.